Sacramento Metro Real Estate Market. J. Emerson, Broker, DRE number 1788488. East Sacramento 95819. Market Update. Data is through December 31st, 2025. Emerson Real Estate. Real Estate Market Forces Model. The real estate market involves many participants. The heart of the market are buyers and sellers. The market is affected by many forces. All forces cannot be identified practically. The three most important words in real estate: timing, psychology, location. Fear and greed are forces in psychology. East Sacramento 95819. 4 major search areas, each with a live portal. And now the results of the forces this month in East Sacramento 95819. Definitions: Sweat Index, Demand Index, minus, Supply Index, plus, percent off median price high, equals, Sweat Index, where Demand Index, equals, Pended, year over year, plus, Sold, year over year. Supply Index, equals, New, year over year, plus, Active, year over year. The intent is to calculate the current market dynamics. A negative index is, negative. Optimum sweat for a zip code is in the range of +30 to -30. Buyers are favored when the sweat index is negative. Supply Index, equals, -50%. Favoring sellers. New, Listing Index, is, -30%. Active, Listing Index, is, -20%. Demand Index, equals, -56%. Favoring buyers. Sold, Listing Index, is, -56%. Pended, Listing Index, is, 0. Sweat Index, equals, -23%. Favoring buyers, 34%, of 146 months are inside the rest area. Last high was, +320%, in January, 2021. Last low was, -435%, in March, 2025. Definitions: New, house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mine's next. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Inventory Summary. Details. Page 1. Data elements gathered and derived. This month. How it ranks among the zip codes tracked. How it compares to average, high, and low. 52. Zip codes. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Supply and demand. Definitions. Lean score. Created to measure activity in each phase of a listing. Phases: new listing, active listing, pended listing, sold listing, canceled listing, and cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is the total number of days required to sell the listing. The variance between the current value of each data element and its short and long-term averages are calculated. A positive lean value leans toward seller, and negative value leans toward buyer, for a data item will be interpreted in different ways for each data element. The intent is to show who is favored, in the current market, based on the data. Each phase of a listing represents supply or demand. Lean score equals 12-year lean plus 26-year lean. When the phase lean score is greater than 0, it has a seller lean. When the phase lean score is less than 0, it has a buyer lean. When the phase lean score is 0, a neutral signal. Lean score equals minus 1.2. Favoring buyers. 3. Lean toward sellers. 3. Lean toward buyers. Definitions. Months of inventory. Fewer than 4 months. A seller's market. Between 4 to 6 months. A balanced or neutral market. Greater than 6 months. Buyer's market. Months of inventory equals 1.2. Favoring sellers. 12. Active. 10. Sold. Minus 4%. Month over month. Minus 20%. Year over year. Last high was 4.5 in November 2022. Last low was 0.5 in March 2022. Definitions. Market Activity Index, created to compare zip codes regardless of time and money. Uses calculations of sold, pended, new, active, canceled listings and number of offers. Supply and demand. Maximum is 100. Minimum is 0. Sellers are preferred in a market whose index is greater than or equal to 30. Market Activity Index equals 21. Favoring buyers. Minus 29%. Month over month. Minus 19%. Year over year. Last high was 100. May 2021. Last low was 14. November 2022. Which is 58% of its 12-year December average of 37. Definitions. New house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. New listings equals 7. Minus 61%, month over month. Minus 30%, year over year. Last high was 54 in April 2021. Last low was 7 in December 2015, and this month, which is 54% of its 12-year December average of 13. Matched 12-year December low. New listing index equals minus 30%. Last high was plus 263% in March 2025. Last low was minus 54% in April 2022. Definitions. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mines next. Pended, listings, equals, 4, minus 64%, month over month, minus 56%, year over year. Last high was 41 in March 2021. Last low was 4 this month. Note, pended during the month is not the same as pending at the end of the month, which is 33% of its 12-year December average of 12-year December low. Pended, listing index, equals, minus 56%. Last high was, plus 193%, in March 2021. Last low was, minus 71%, in October 2022. Definitions. Housing appetite. Appetite equals pended listings divided by new listings. Fresh demand over fresh supply. Overarching assumption is that the listings that are counted as new are also pended. Housing appetite equals 57% for pended, 7 new, minus 6% month over month, minus 37% year over year. Last high was 178% in January 2022. Last low was 41% in March 2020, which is 55% of its 12-year December average of 103%. 12-year December low. Definitions. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Cancelled, listings, equals, 10, plus 11%, month over month, plus 100%, year over year. Last high was 16 in November 2019. Last low was 1 in January 2016, which is 143% of its 12-year December average of 7. Cancelled listing index equals plus 100%. Last high was plus 400% in January 2017. Last low was minus 89% in January 2016. Definitions. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Sold, listings, equals, 10, minus 38%, month over month. No change, year over year. Last high was 42 in May 2021. Last low was 6 in November 2022, which is 45% of its 12-year December average of 22. Matched 12-year December low. Sold, listing index, equals, 0. Last high was, plus 238%, in January 2021. Last low was, minus 76%, in November 2022. Pulled the demand, in. Number of offers, equals, 30, plus 3%, month over month, minus 12%, year over year. Last high was 112 in May 2021. Last low was 7, in November 2022, which is 75% of its 12-year December average of 40. Offers per sold listing equals 3, plus 66%, month over month, minus 12%, year over year. Last high was 6.7 in July 2025. Offers index equals minus 12%. Sold listing index equals 0. Last high was plus 400% in January 2021. Last low was minus 90% in November 2022. Pulled the demand in. Definitions. Active listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Active listings equals 12, minus 40%, month over month, minus 20%, year over year. Last high was 64 in June 2014. Last low was 7 in March 2024, which is 50% of its 12-year December average of 24. Inventory index equals minus 20%. Last high was plus 257% in March 2025. Last low was minus 68% in April 2022. Definitions. Housing absorption. Absorption simply represents how inventory is absorbed given this month's active listings and last month's sold listings. This calculation is the inverse of months of inventory. Sold over active. Active over sold. Housing absorption equals 83%. 10 sold, 12 active, plus 4% month over month, plus 25% year over year. Last high was 218%. March 2022. Last low was 22%. November 2022, which is 89% of its 12-year December average of 94%. Definitions. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Cumulative days on market equals 32, plus 28%, month over month, plus 10%, year over year. Last high was 84, January 2015. Last low was 8, May 2022, which is 94% of its 12-year December average of 34. Median price equals 793,000, plus 6%, month over month, minus 3%, year over year. Median price 12-month moving average equals 773,000. No change, month over month. No change, year over year. Median price momentum equals minus 0.4, 0.2, last month, plus 3.0, last year, minus 17%, off its last high of 950,000, June 2023, plus 103%, off its 12-year low of 390,000, February 2014. Definitions. Dollar volume. 1 sale. Sold price, times number of offers, equals total offered. Assuming all offers received were the same price, minus sold price, equals excess volume. Unrequited demand. Dollar volume, total offered, equals 25 million. Sold volume, equals 8 million. Excess volume, equals 17 million. Unrequited demand. Last high offered was 96 million. March 2022. Last low was 4.6 million. November 2022. Multiple offers. $2.3 million. Sold volume. 18 offers for 3 listings. $14.6 million. Total offered. $12.3 million. Excess volume. Unrequited demand. Your broker for life, J. Emerson. Emerson Real Estate.
By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals.